The Kind of Funny Thanksgiving Weekend Shirt Stravaganza is happening this Thursday, November 24th through Monday, November 28th. You can go to kindoffunny.com/store and get a whole bunch of shirts that are only available this weekend. We're talking Vita Island. We're talking Super Porty. We're talking The Year Dismissed. There's a whole bunch of Colin shirts. It's going to be a good time. You should get one. Get one for you. Get one for your friends. It's going to be good. Anyway, Kind of Funny Shirt Stravaganza. I just like saying that word. This episode of the Kind of Funny Gamescast is brought to you by Movement Watches. We get it. Holiday shopping can be tough, but thanks to Movement Watches, all that gift-giving anxiety can disappear with the press of a button. The holiday shopping season's here, and with Movement, you can skip the crowds and standing in crazy lines at the mall and finally find a gift that all of the people you love will love at prices that beat the department stores. These watches make the perfect purchase for just about anyone in your life. Guy, girl, don't matter. And remember, they start at only $95. You can get 15% off today with free shipping and free returns by going to movementwatches.com/kinda. That's MVMTWATCHES.com/kinda. Now, it's time for you to step up your watch game. Go to movementwatches.com/kinda. Join the movement today. All right, final topic of the day, as always, brought to you by you and Steven Insler. Shout out to Steven Insler.
What up, Steven Insler?
Patreon producer forever. You can leave your questions over at kindoffunny.com/gamescast topic, just like Sherry Berry Cool did.
Nice.
Persona 5 delayed? Question mark, exclamation mark, question mark. Yeah.
Looks like it, huh?
April 4th.
Dang, yo.
But with Japanese dual audio DLC for release for free.
Yeah, great.
That's cool.
For those
People give a
nerds.
fuck.
I know.
I mean,
I'm aware
people
people.
Persona care, so that's good.
What the real great news here is that it gets out of the way of Horizon.
Mm-hmm.
You can sit there and we can commit to these games, and when both of them hit, you get to jump in there and just go deep on them, balls fucking deep on these games, and just enjoy those worlds. Because that was the big concern. How am I going to balance and juggle Persona and Horizon at the same time? Can't
Where's
do
Horizon at right now?
The 20th, I think, of February. I think so.
There you go.
Something like that. Cool. I saw this. I wasn't super surprised. I think it's wise for them to vacate areas where they are going to have any overlap with games that are of an exclusive nature on the console. People have to remember Persona is a PlayStation exclusive game. So this is basically, it's not a first-party game, but it's basically a first-party game. So to release it a couple weeks before Horizon is a mistake. And I was a little bit of afraid of that. I thought it would kind of persevere and carve out its niche, and it came first, which I think is a big advantage. But to give a little bit more space, and maybe they really did need more time, it doesn't make much sense to me. I mean, the game is out in Japan, so the game's done. The game is ready to go, and I'm sure that the voice acting and all that's done, and the localization is probably done too. But I think giving it space is fine, and people are going to play it when it's time, and I think that's a positive thing. Now we don't have to worry about Horizon getting, running into it, because Horizon's going to get way more attention and sell way more copies. So, to get out of that area is wise and intelligent.
There you go. Joey BK says, "What y'all feel about the I found a vagina in Watch Dogs 2 and Sony suspended me fiasco?"
Bullshit. There hasn't been an update, has there? I didn't do Colin Moriarty live today. Is the kids count restored yet? Has that happened yet?
I think there is I didn't read his thing. I read the thing Ubisoft said where they were like, we're patching it out.
Yeah.
We're sorry and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they're going to work with the first party.
It's a little outrageous.
It's catch-22 like we talked about.
It's Ubisoft's fault that this happened.
Sure,
it's no one's fault. I mean, Sony responded in a way that I think was a little heavy-handed, but this is Ubisoft's problem. First of all, Ubisoft's probably going to get fined by the ESRB. Second of all, because they have vulgar, completely sexual X-rated shit in their game. Whoever put that art in there is done, I would have to assume, and I'm sure they'll be able to trace that back through their system. I'm sure Sony will lift the ban on this person.
And
I'd be shocked.
I'm surprised it didn't happen yesterday at this point.
I'm sure probably by the time we're recording, it may have already happened.
Well, yeah, by the time this posts, I would fucking hope so. Jesus, because it's just such a bullshit thing. I'm and not to mention that I wouldn't even think that, you know what I mean? If he had screen capped that and then taken it on a USB and tweeted on his own, would he have been fine? Was it the fact that he did it through PlayStation 4 Share? Is that it must be, right? Yeah, and that's so weird. I never ever would have thought about that. That if I'm seeing something in a video game and I'm tweeting it out, like why? of all the decapitations and fucking
Yeah,
horrible
that's
ass murders.
dumbest
Oh my
shit
god,
about this.
it's a vagina. It's a crotchless panties.
Fucking dick.
I mean, it shouldn't be in the game, right? I mean, like, I have no problem with sexual vulgarity, but having that kind of stuff in the game, you wouldn't even be able to sell Watch Dogs on a shelf. I mean, this is a bigger problem than I think people are letting on from a Ubisoft point of view. They lied to the ESRB, whether they did it intentionally or unintentionally. I'm sure they did it unintentionally. This is in the game. Some artist put it there, and no one noticed. There were people noticed it and didn't think it was a big deal, and so it was out there. And it took no time. The game wasn't even out yet by the time this was discovered. So I can't imagine the sheer number of vaginas that are going to be found before this patch comes out. I think Sony responded in a way that is logical, and I think this all traces. I don't think it's right, and I think they should overturn it. I think they will. But I think that you have to point fingers at Ubisoft. They're the ones that fucked this up.
Yeah, man, it's crazy though, because the game being based in San Francisco, like the video I saw was just a character running around naked, like a dude, just with a dick flopping around, and it's just like, that's San Francisco.
Well, that's fine, right? Or is that not fine? The dick guys, that's fine.
Oh, is that fine?
No one's talked about it. I've seen. There's a woman. I mean, like you go to a nudist colony, her breasts are out, and then I saw the dick dude, and that was fine. It was the fact that it was this fully textured, like rendered vagina.
Oh,
it wasn't like
what I saw on NeoGaf. What I was looking through, like the video I clicked on was a dude with a dick.
No, but is that the one that got
the picture that the guy sent out was a girl passed out on the sidewalk with her legs spread, and it's just a vagina. Like it's not even like a. I'm not trying to be vulgar, but it's not even like a slit or anything like that. It is a vagina. Like that, someone went in, zoomed in, rendered, drew, and it's on the woman's body. And
yeah, I don't think
that's
it's the
a
dick
little
thing.
vulgar. I don't need to see that. I don't need the children to see that.
People are,
The children. Think of the children.
They're gonna blow people's heads up, but don't show them any vaginas, for God's sake.
And I guess is that
ridiculous.
I mean that would be the way to get around it. I have to go look at what the ESRB entry for Watch Dogs 2 is. But if they list that there's penises flopping around, no big deal. But if they don't list that there's a vagina there, that's when trouble.
Are there games with penises in it?
Yeah. Remember when you fight Satan in the end of Dante's Inferno? They had such a big deal about his dick swinging physics. Remember The Order? You got these vampire werewolf dick monsters at the end of it running around.
There's gotta be a way to get away with it though, because that shit shouldn't be allowed in the games. For R-rated or M-rated games.
Well, see that's the thing though, is there's a difference though between sexually explicit content and nudity, right? Like it's the same thing on YouTube where it's like nudity can be okay in certain, if it's educational or if it's just if it's art, if it's not pornography or sexually charged. So like this, like in Watch Dogs, I don't know where that would fall in. And yeah, the ESRB is kind of, they're hard asses. So
I mean, this has got to be just the argument. I mean, everybody's afraid of the vagina, right? That's the thing here. Because I mean, tits have been in games before too, and it's an M-rated game, and it's fine. Dicks have been in games, it's fine.
Oh yeah, there are breasts in the games for sure, but yeah, the ESRB. I don't necessarily agree with what. I don't even think games should have ratings at all. But the fact of the matter is that, and I feel that way about movies too. I just feel like it's kind of silly. It's like we can make our own decisions, but. The ESRB is the only thing that's keeping us from having a governmental panel that does this for us, and so they need to be hard asses, and they should fine Ubisoft significantly for this because it should discourage people from doing this. Someone went rogue at Ubisoft. No one in the fucking design documents was like, take time and render vaginas on this woman, please. It's like it was just tone deaf and stupid, and someone should be held to account for that so that we don't have the fucking media. And I'm surprised the media hasn't picked this nonsense up and made the entire industry look worse. That people have to think about how these things can have repercussions on all of us, as we're trying to fight this fight. It goes back to Mass Effect and all the it's like you don't want to track these Fox News and MSNBC types.
Nope. Div Dad says, Greg,
hey,
what's up with Lego Dimensions?
What's not up with Lego Dimensions? It's great, and there's another wave out this week, so by the time you get that, you got the new Fantastic Beast story pack. You play through the whole movie. Haven't played it yet. The content hasn't gone live yet as of recording because they don't want you to spoil the movie. You're also getting Big Sonic coming out on this one. You get the Gremlins, the Big Grems as they call them.
Grems.
You got Gizmo, Stripe, not Spike. I got in trouble in my last play for saying Spike, but I don't really remember that Gremlin too well. Gremlins, the original. I guess Gremlins 2. A movie I haven't watched as an adult, like sat down and watched in forever. And as an adult, I guess never is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Because the movies take on a different.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in
Yeah, great movie. Though.
decades.
Yeah. Who else is in this pack? I got them in there. Some of them. E.T.'s out this time around. Yeah.
Phone at home, doing some cool stuff.
More. I'm excited for this part of year 2 content. The initial thing was like Adventure Time and Mission Impossible, and I was like excited for new figs and new stuff. But I was like,
but now Sonic's there.
Play
so
through the
like,
Ghostbusters movie. All right. You know what I mean? Like, no. These are actually cool things.
At Sean on Twitter.
He has at
And
Sean
his
on
name
Twitter?
is at SHAWN.
Damn.
Wow. He says, my friend and I have been debating this for months. Is Punch-Out part of the Mario universe?
Ooh.
No. It's not.
Just straight up.
No, I mean he's the referee in it. I don't think that like he's
He's like an Easter egg cameo character, right?
I'm always of the mind that Mario is not even the same Mario. It's like the whole theory of like these are different Marios in different times and different places. I'm not sure that there's even one Mario. I don't care what anyone says. This goes back to the Mushroom Kingdom and all the things we drew on whiteboards like psychotic people.
Exactly.
So no. It's funny you say that though. I was just playing Punch Out on the NES Classic this past week. So I guess I did play other games other than Call of Duty. I played a lot of NES Classic actually. I played through Mega Man 2, I played through Castlevania 2, played a little bit of Zelda and other things. So I guess played a lot of games, but and Mario 3. Played Punch Out. I'm like, God damn, this game's fucking good. This is just. I know that they made one on SNES. Obviously, wasn't nearly as good, and then they made the Wii one, which was a little weird, and people were having problems with it because of the reaction times. On you needed really a CRT to even play it.
Yeah.
And I was
great,
like, it is good, but none of them recapture that essence. And I was like, try again one day. I really like you to do that because they are really, really clever games. When you think about when that game came out, I mean, Punch Out from its perspective and what it was doing is nothing like it. That game is just as unique in a lot of ways as everything else they were releasing. I mean, Punch Out was after that first wave of great NES games like Metroid and Kid Icarus and obviously Mario Brothers. And it's so special, and I feel like it's a game that a lot of people don't talk about. It's fucking really hard too. But you can figure it out. It's easy to game that game until the very end.
Mm-hmm. At Nightcrawler says, with Dishonored 2 out, how do all of you guys enjoy stealth games? Do you play stealth games all the way through or just kill everything?
Man, it depends on the game, I think. You know what I mean? When you're talking about a Metal Gear, right? I try to do stealth. I try to go through and not fuck around. And then it gets to that point inevitably where somebody spots you and it all goes to hell and you start shooting and you run. I think I think Metal Gear Solid 5, that was the best version of it because it was, that was the best version of it because there were so many different ways to take it on. And once you knew the map and once you knew where people would normally be positioned, that's when you really came in and started feeling like fucking Snake and you really felt like you had this by the balls and you could get this. We talked about it, on PS I Love You XOXO and then a bit on last week's Gamescast, but like the way I'm playing Watch Dogs is my Marcus is never really involved if everything goes according to plan. Nobody really knows what's happening. There's robots coming in and I'm scouting everything out and I'm slinking in the shadows and doing all this different stuff. I love playing it that way. And that's one of the reasons I think Watch Dogs is so much fun right now. And the fact that you can tackle it how you want to tackle it. And I'm choosing to be this very techie hacker that never worked for me in the original Watch Dogs, right? And then watching that Watch Dogs 2 demo we've talked about so many times at E3 of infiltrating that high rise and seeing him shoot people and stuff. And I'm like, this doesn't feel like what this game should be. And I'm playing the game the way I feel it should be. And I'm having a fucking awesome time with it.
Yeah. With those type of games, specifically Metal Gear, like Metal Gear 4 and 5, so the more actiony ones, I always start stealth, but the moment I get seen, then it just turns into fucking like, fuck this, Rambo, killing everybody.
Sure.
I just was thinking about Metal Gear Solid 5 and I played it for less than 10 hours and I was infuriated by it because I was just like I was very, very slowly over an hour like going around, slinking around, killing all these people, and then you're seen by one person. Sometimes you don't even feel like you're fairly seen. It's like, where the fuck did this person come from? Or how did they even see you when they didn't see you before? And then you get frustrated and then you go in guns blazing and the entire time is wasted. I get sucked down that cycle sometimes. So Dishonored 2 appeals to me more in that respect because it's more linear and corridor based, so it doesn't get as wide open, and I don't think there's many intangibles. But typically, I don't like playing those kinds of games. With that said, that new Sniper Elite that comes out next year, I played it at E3, and I was really into it. I was like, this is really fun and really cool. But the games that are methodical have a place. Yeah.
At Rupido says, what's up with Crash Bandicoot and how come there hasn't been any news on the remaster? I assume there's not much to say. It'll be coming out probably early next year. And
PSX.
I'm
I was
assuming
going to say you get something on
PSX, we're
PSX.
going to get the trailer and the date and the first gameplay footage and all that stuff. So I'm very excited for that because that's coming up soon too. A couple weeks away.
PSX.
Yeah. Oh man, we need to do that predictions topic for PSX.
We do.
We should talk about that
Next week.
And then the final question comes from Sigley. He says, Xbox anniversary, share some memories, talk about Halo and its influence on games and first-person shooters. Well, guess what? We're going to have a whole talk about that next week. I was going to make that a topic today, but I decided that we should get somebody that's a bit more Xbox centric to add to the discussion. So it's not just you guys hearing the same stories you already have a million times. So Alfredo Diaz will be joining us. We're going to be talking about that. It's going to be pretty exciting.
I like that Alfredo Diaz.
I do like him. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've seen him.
He's got muscles.
I don't know. Anyways, love you all. We'll see you guys next week. Until next time.
Bye.